Hey, Richie, how are we doing today?
I'm doing great, man. How are you? Is this Adam?
Yes, it is. It is.
B-sox?
Yes,
How
it
are
is.
you, man?
I'm good. Where are we at today?
I'm in Colorado.
Oh, nice. What's the temperature?
Yeah. It's a nice, cool day. Man, I was in Nashville last week, and it was just blitzing hot. It was ugly. And it's really cooled off here. It's just really sweet, man. I love it. So, yeah, it's good. It's a good day here.
Here it is not. It is about the temperature of hell right now. So.
Well, I just left that and I hope it doesn't float back this way, man, because I don't want it to.
Oh, well, Richie, you want to dive into this?
You got it, man.
All right, let's do it. Richie Furay is on the line, ladies and gentlemen. New album coming out, sir.
Yes, man. I'm telling you, I am so happy that, this may be my swan song. I don't know, album, but I had the opportunity when my good friend and producer Val Garay asked me if I wanted to make another record with him. I'd recorded with him in 1979. And I said, yeah, and we ended up making this record, Richie Furay in the Country. And the idea and premise behind it, is country classics or country hits, and I wanted to be sure we were on the same page, so I didn't know if he was thinking all the way back to Porter Wagner and, some guys like that, or if he was talking about songs that were more current. And when we found out, man, that, the number one song on his list and my list was John Barry's Your Love Amazes Me, I knew we were onto something. So we could do it, and I just love it, man. These songs are just all songs that have really just touched my heart in some way. They have meaning to me in some special way, and, man, to record with Val, it was just a real pleasure.
The really cool thing about this album, as I look at the track listing, is it really does span like a lot of different generations and styles of songs.
Mm-hmm.
Everything from, there's Garth Brooks in there's Keith Urban, there's, like you said, John Barry, Alabama, and so on and so forth. I know you said the John Barry one was one that, really stuck out to you. Was there one that you had to take special care in that you were like, we have to get this right?
I think if we did that, said that, well, I mean, we want to make them all right.
Yeah,
we didn't want to do karaoke. We didn't want to do karaoke. We wanted to make these songs our own. So looking at one of them, which, I brought to Val, I said, Val, how about doing Walking in Memphis? And he said, well, yeah, man, I love that song. It's not a country song. How can we maybe make this thing fit on the album? And so we turned, Mark's piano-driven song into a guitar-driven song, and so that one worked out well. But I'll tell you what, the last song on the record is a Buddy Miller song, and it's probably the only one that's not a hit of some sort. But fact is, when I heard the song the first time, the little YouTube version of it said this song is so new it doesn't even have a title, and it was called Written in Chalk, but now they've brought it down to just Chalk. And I don't know, when I first heard the song, man, I just sat and I listened and listened and listened to it over and over and over and over again. I don't know what it was that grabbed me on that song, but I just love it. So that one was real special to me in a little different way.
Isn't it awesome when you find a song like that? There have been songs lately that I live about a half hour from work, right? And I'll just put it on repeat the entire way. And I feel like I'm kind of crazy, but I'm like, I just like it. I want to hear it again. I want to get into it.
I think for quite a few of these songs, I think that was the way it was with me too. I mean, I'm Already There by Lone Star, which, oh man, and Keith Urban, Somebody Like You. That song, I don't think you can sing it, or you can even be a part of someone just listening to it without just putting a smile on your face. Fact is, I've been waiting 50 years to step on the stage at the Grand Ole Opry, and I got to do it about 4 days ago. And it was the first song I sang. I sang a couple songs of mine, and I sang that. And I said, "Come on, sing along with me." And so the whole audience was just singing that song. I think it's just such a fresh and uplifting song, and that's what I want the music that I've made throughout my career, to just have some kind of uplifting meaning to. So
yeah.
It's been fun.
In the Country, coming out July 8th. You can get it at the website. We'll have the links at the bottom of the page. Go back to the Grand Ole Opry for a second. What was it like walking up there for the first time? Was it what you thought it would be? Tell me about it.
It was everything that anybody could imagine, I mean, it was very special. I look at it from a different viewpoint. Obviously, I'm there to deliver something, And so, I'm concentrating on that. But boy, when you step on that circle, the little circle that they took out of the Ryman Theater,
yeah,
and know that all of the iconic musicians over the past, I don't know how many years, man, have stood on that circle, and I get a chance to stand in that circle too. Believe me, it's touching. Now, I will tell you this. It's not the same as standing on the southern steps in Jerusalem, but it was pretty close to it.
I was going to say, is there any other experience, performing-wise, because everybody has a different take on it. Most of us are on the other side of it, where we go to a place like the Grand Ole Opry or, any one of these historical, theaters or, auditoriums and such, and we have a different feeling. But for you to walk up on stage and to look out and all of a sudden the lights come up and everything goes black and you can't see everything, is there one that really sticks out to you like that?
I think there's probably two or three. And the one most significant to the Grand Ole Opry would have to be Carnegie Hall.
Oh, okay.
That is such an iconic theater, and to stand on that stage was pretty impressive. And then also the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles, California. I mean, those are just stages that, wow. I mean, such a humbling experience to stand on those stages and sing your music.
Richie Furay on the line with me. Got a new album coming out July 8th in the country. Go back to the album for a second. 7 years in between releases? What's going on there, Richie?
Well, you know what? I'm not maybe as prolific a writer as some of my contemporaries are, but, I've tried over the years with my Heartbeat of Love record, and then the last one that I did was called Hand in Hand, and that's the one that you're referring to 7 years ago. So I'm glad Val stepped up, man, and said, hey, you want to do another record with me?
I mean, how did that process start? In some of the artists I've talked to, obviously COVID kind of threw off a lot of people's schedules and whatnot.
This off, yeah.
But how many years in the making is In the Country?
Well, we started recording it in November of 2019.
Oh, wow. So yeah.
And then COVID hit. We cut 14 tracks in 4 days at Blackbird Studios in Nashville, Tennessee. And, as soon as we got done in recording the basic tracks and all, COVID hit. And it's thrown everything off till today. I mean, I was a young man when we recorded this album.
Yeah. I mean, that is the way
but
for a lot of people.
I believe that there's a perfect timing for everything, and for everything that, this country seems to have gone through in the last couple of years with COVID and with other things, I think this album, and what I want it to be, is a breath of fresh air for people just to sit back and say, man, these songs are positive, they lift me up, and there's something that I can really identify with and just sit back and enjoy, and that's what I want from the record. And I think it has a perfect, I looked at it and said, wow, boy, we're waiting so long to get, I've sung this album over and over and over in the car for the last 2.5 years, and now it's coming out.
Well, what I liked about it, and it kind of really showed on Walking in Memphis, I watched the video, and it was one of those things where you can kind of tell when some musicians are just playing it to play it. You guys looked like you wanted to be there, like you were into the song, like you looked like you were having fun.
Well, you know what? If you can't have fun with it, you shouldn't be doing it. And we were having fun. And I played in Nashville with some of the greatest musicians out there. And, to be able to just do these songs with them and for them to identify, because like I said, we don't want to do karaoke. We want to make the songs our own. And for these guys to identify with me and my history and my music and my style, because I don't believe this album sounds like every contemporary Christian, country music record that's coming out now. I think there's a certain sound to most of the music that's coming out, and this is again unique. This is me, and it's cool.
Richie Furay, In the Country, coming out July 8th. Like I said, we'll have the links to the bottom of the page for the album. Other than the album coming out, what you got planned for the rest of the summer? What's going on in Richie world?
Well, you know what? I just want to kind of spend some time with my wife. I mean, we'll get out and play. I've got some shows booked along the way. I'm doing things kind of like on my terms, so to get out and play music. But, one of the reasons that I kind of stepped back from everything, was just because, my wife and I are getting on, and I just want to make sure that we spend quality and dynamic time together. And, that's really my main focus right now, I got a beautiful family, and we're all here in Colorado, and just want to spend a lot of time with them. I know that sounds kind of like, oh, really, man? Well, yeah, but to play some music, I got some gigs scheduled, and we're going to go out and play music, but my main focus is really just to be with my family.
What's your wife's name?
Nancy.
How long have you guys been married?
55 years.
Wow. We're coming up on 10 this October. Any advice?
Yes. I do have some advice, man. Yes, honey. Yes, dear.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Richie Furay on the line with me right now. Well, Richie, it's been a pleasure. I wish you nothing but the best. Thank you for the advice. That's perfect.
Thanks, Adam. Have fun, man. Enjoy the rest of the music, man, and hope to see you one of these days.
All right, Richie. Take care, okay?
You got it, man. Bye-bye.
Bye.